Okay, join me on page 120 in your science textbook. I'm going to start on page 120 right at the top. What are ocean ecosystems? Oceans cover about 75% of Earth's surface. The water in the oceans plays an important role in the water cycle. Energy from the sun causes water to evaporate. The evaporated water rises and forms clouds. Eventually, the water falls back to Earth as rain or snow. The oceans are divided into regions in much the same way that land is divided into biomes. The regions have different conditions that affect the plants and animals living in them. Factors that affect ocean organisms include temperature, salt content, water pressure, tides, and the amount of sunlight that penetrates the water. Okay, page 121 at the top, zones of ocean life. The shallowest part of the ocean is the intertidal zone, the area between the high tide line and the low tide line. At high tide, the intertidal zone is covered by water. At low tide, it is exposed to sunlight and air. Some animals, such as crabs, burrow into the sand. From the low tide line to the point where the ocean floor drops off is the Neurotic Zone. Sunlight penetrates the water here, allowing many photosynthetic organisms to grow. In addition, runoff from the land adds nutrients to the water. For these reasons, the Neurotic Zone is richer in plant and animal life than any other part of the ocean. The oceanic zone is divided into two main areas. From about 200 meters, or 656 feet, deep to about 2,000 meters, or 6,562 feet deep, is the bathyal zone. Here you will find sharks, squid, octopuses, different species of fish, and many other organisms. Below the bathyal zone is the abyssal zone. At depths greater than 100 meters, or 328 feet, there is no sunlight. The organisms that live at these depths have adapted to the cold, dark conditions. Okay, turning the page, 122. What are ocean food chains like? There are hydrothermal vents in some of the deepest parts of the ocean. Here, jets of hot water, rich in minerals, come up through cracks in the ocean floor. No sunlight reaches the vents, so photosynthesis cannot occur. No sunlight reaches the vents, so photosynthesis cannot occur. Bacteria live near the vents. These bacteria produce food through the process of chemosynthesis, which is based on chemical reactions rather than light as an energy source. These bacteria form the bases of food chains that include microscopic animals, snails, shrimp, crabs, tube worms, octopuses, and fish. There are many possible food chains in the oceans. Like other food chains, those in the oceans include producers and different levels of consumers, ranging from small organisms to larger ones, as well as decomposers. Ocean food chains begin with plankton, microorganisms that live near the surface of the water. Phytoplankton are microscopic organisms that, like plants, use the sun's energy to make food through photosynthesis. Other organisms eat phytoplankton and receive some of this energy. Zooplankton are microscopic animals that feed on phytoplankton. Small fish and other animals eat the zooplankton. Continuing on page 123. Larger fish eat the smaller fish and other animals, and mammals such as orcas eat the larger fish. Without plankton, other ocean organisms would not have the food they need to survive. Ocean food chains are not all the same. Some are short. For example, blue whales feeding on plankton. In others, many organisms feed on one another in turn. The Neurotic Zone has many complex food chains. Ocean organisms. Ocean organisms can be divided into three main categories. Plankton float near the surface of the water, sometimes called floaters. They make up the largest group of organisms. Nekton are animals such as flounder, tuna, and squid that swim through the water. Nekton come in many shapes and sizes and can be found in any ocean zone. Many nekton are predators, able to swim after their prey. Nekton are also prey for other animals. Benthas are organisms that live on or near the ocean floor. Benthas include seaweed and kelp, as well as the tube worms that live near hydrothermal vents.